The 2019 Homecoming Bed Race is presented by Ball State Federal Credit Union, helping Cardinals reach new heights. With additional support by WLBC 104.1 FM, Domino's Pizza, First Choice Physical Therapy, and Hot Box Pizza.
State Homecoming for 40 straight years is the annual bed race, where speed and technique are two attributes to help race against foes and the clock. We bring it to you live from Riverside on Ball State's campus. He's Jared Holder. I'm Mick Tidrow. Thanks for joining us on set just outside the new Riverside. And everything has been redone and renovated here on Riverside, right outside the Health Professions Building. Jared, this is one of the most prestigious yet exciting events that Ball State Homecoming presents.
Yeah, so this being my first bed race event, I'm super excited. I love the ambiance so far. There's a huge crowd out. I've even seen some great costumes, some M&Ms out there. Cheers looking great. I can't wait to see some fast times and maybe some crazy wrecks.
A couple of alumni groups coming out. Domino's is out here too, so a lot of good teams checking out here at the bed race. Well, let's send it down to Rachel Berry, who is course side. She'll be with us throughout the course of today. She's down with Chris Olm, the starting recognizer.
Bed race is an exciting time for not just the current students, but the alumni as well. And Chris Olm, a Ball State alum, is here today, and you are firing off the rifle to start the race. Why is homecoming so special to you?
Well, where I went for 4 years, it's my life. I was here for a very long time, and homecoming is special every year, but it means more when you've left and you come back, and it's so good to be here in Muncie today.
Good, and we're excited to have you back. And why is the bed race so exciting for not just the current students, but also the alumni, too?
Well, absolutely. This is a Ball State tradition. No other school in the country has this. These are the bed races, and I'm so honored to be firing the starter pistol, the Ed Ship Memorial starter pistol. Only 2 people have done this. I'm very honored to be a tradition alive.
Well, we're excited for today. That's Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Rachel. We're excited here outside the Health Professions Building to get this thing started, Jared. The crowd is lined up now. Everybody is starting to show up. Everybody is ready to get this thing started. About 30 minutes ago, there weren't too many people sitting here. We were worried a little bit. It's cold down here.
It is freezing. It is cold, but people are still filing in, which is crazy. It's growing by the second.
It is, and with all of the alumni coming in, there's the cheerleading group. Everybody's starting to come out and enjoy this event here at the bed race, the 40th annual. And Jared, we'll get to a lot of the topics throughout the course of today's broadcast, but the big topics will revolve around how this course has now changed throughout the last several years. And one of those things is the median in between of the 2 lanes now.
It's either going to be helpful or it could be disastrous. I feel like people could bump into it and maybe even cause a little more wrecks.
So teams starting to be announced alongside with the cheerleaders. Charlie Cardinal on the announcement. (2019) homecoming and the bed race, one of the many traditions. Jared, this isn't the only event though during homecoming, and we can't forget Air Jam of many events here on Ball State's campus. But this, as you mentioned, is your first bed race.
Yes,
and now that everybody's starting to be introduced, it's head coach Mike New.
It's the newest and greatest. We got some new challenges this year on the bed race. But let's make sure it's awesome. Let's make sure we got great enthusiasm. And we'd love to see everybody right here tomorrow at Schumann Stadium as we get to 3-0 in the Mid-American Conference. So thank you.
So Coach New trying to fire everybody up, get everybody ready for the Toledo Ball State Mid-American Conference matchup. It's homecoming. Ball State and Toledo have some history with homecoming. Hopefully be able to talk to Coach New about that coming up here a little bit here on the Bed Race broadcast from SportsLink and Ball State University's Facebook Live pages. But 2019 homecoming is tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Schumann Stadium. Make sure to check it out. It's a big one. Ball State's 2-0. Football in the Mid-American Conference, 3-3 overall. Really good start for them.
It's going to be crazy. I personally cannot wait for this game. They've got crazy history against Toledo. It's just going to be fun to watch. See everyone out there doing their best, homecoming. It's going to be a great crowd. Can't wait to see it.
This is one of the best ways to get it kicked off, too, is the bed race here outside the Health Professions building. Just looking at everybody down the streets and how everything's starting to finally play out here on Riverside. It's a little different because it's smaller. With the renovations that they did, the street's a little bit smaller. They have the 2 lanes, but it's now, with the median, it takes away a couple of inches away from how these teams go. How do you think that's going to affect some of these racers today?
Like I said earlier, it could be disastrous. There's not a lot of room for failure. They could bring a tire up on the median. They could bump in the median. Maybe someone could trip on the median. We don't know.
So the rules and regulations of the bed race, because there's a lot of questions about how does this event get put on. So each bed race team consists of 5 people, 4 pushing the bed, 1's inside the bed. Teams compete against the clock, but also foes, 2 teams at a time on a 100-yard course. Plaques are given to the first place teams within each division. There are several divisions here at the bed race, but then the trophy's awarded to the best costume, but also the overall winner here of this event. And there is actually a penalty that's assessed if you go off course and try to come back in. So a 5-second penalty will be awarded, or not awarded, but charged to a team if they do go off the course or if they infract upon the rules. Each team is paired with another team to complete the heats. So as the heats continue to go on, the divisions and the heats line up to where the overall winner is picked out of the division and heat winners. So that's the rules, that's the groundwork. It's the 40th annual bed race. Jared, it's your first one, of course.
Yes, it is. Everybody's
starting to get fired up. It's the cheerleaders now out, and the sun is starting to poke out just a little bit.
So back to the 5-second penalty. Those, like especially the medians and maybe even the curbs, are going to be kind of hard to stay in line because of the tight spaces now this year. Last year there were no medians, so it wasn't as tight. But now since it's tighter, there's going to be more room for mistakes and penalties.
And so we'll get started here in a couple of minutes, just finalizing some details down there at the start line. The cops have Riverside blocked off, so there is plenty of room here at Riverside and the bed race. So as it stands, teams still filing in, and there was a chance for teams to be made once you actually show up to Riverside. That was one of the discussions as well by the homecoming committee to allow that to happen. So there might be a couple of additions coming on throughout the course of the bed race, but we'll see how many of those are all signed up. At the start, it was 18 teams, but there are more being added as we go on here.
Hey guys, my name is Connor.
So a lot of teams, a lot of races to go. So
I hope we get some more teams. We've got 18 as of now, and if we can get a little bit more, we can see a little more races, maybe a little more room for error, which you don't know what's going to happen, so we'll see.
An announcement going on down near the start line. Fans continue to file in here on Riverside, all the way down from the Scramble-lite, people coming in from New York, everywhere.
It is not stopping.
Everybody's flowing in. This is one of the most well-attended events for the bed race, especially now with all of the new concrete added. There's more space to stand behind the barricade. So let's get this thing underway.
I can't wait for the first race.
Well,
I'm excited.
Your first bed race, Jared.
Yeah, here it comes.
Let's see how this one goes. As we talked about, the new road, one side is paved, one side is not paved. And that could play a definite factor here today.
Yeah, it could. And maybe some people will make excuses for their times, or it could just be a difference in pavement. It's really going to end up times, and we don't know what's going to happen yet with the pavement difference, but we'll see what happens in the end.
And you have to think that no matter what, the pavement that has just been redone is going to give a little bit of an advantage to that
Yes,
team.
it will. Yes, I feel like there's going to be a good advantage. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of advantage, but we will have to see what's going on. And I think we are about to start the race.
We'll be able to keep times and update you throughout the broadcast as well. The leaderboard, who's running the fastest unofficial time. So we'll have an update every couple of heats to try and keep everybody informed on how those times are going. But some of the past winners last year the overall winner was McKinley Avenue Ad Agency. That's the overall winner. So with them having the groundwork for what they were able to do, they're not in this race this year, Jared. It's a little bit different of a group. McKinley Mile is paired with the Daily News as a team, but the McKinley Ad Agency is not.
Well, we'll see, because I mean that means we'll have a new winner this year, which is going to be exciting. Oh, and there it goes.
And the 2019 bed race is underway. And a clear winner emerging from this first
They
heat.
are looking strong.
And look at the pavement. That's playing a factor.
That was a great start. Great start to the day. Clear winner right from the start. Great push off. I think you're right. The pavement might have a factor. Might be a factor.
So the first race complete here on Riverside. A good time too. Unofficial 10.63 on that new pavement. That's a really good mark. We haven't seen something like that for a while.
That is a crazy mark. We can also mention that you won.
Oh,
you had a team that won. You had a team that
Here
won
we go.
the overall time, and your time was slower than that.
Yeah, just a couple years ago.
It was.
A little different times. But the second race now underway, and it looks the far lane has a little bit of an advantage here on this one.
The unofficial time of 12.39. And that was on the unpaved.
That was on the unpaved. So
it's going back. It's 1-1 right now. So we will see as the next race lines up.
So the race is going quickly. 2 races already down. The best under 11 seconds.
Can't wait to see some fast times. That first heat had 10. Oh, here we go again.
Well, Cardinal Catholic in this race on the female side in a couple of races. But now on the far side, the wheels are wobbling, but down on the pavement.
It looks like those wheels are staying a little more in line. Yeah, I think it could. I think it's the new pavement, the cleaner way, less error for the tires to move.
So the first race, AO Pi with a 14-second mark. ESU Cheer with a 12.5 mark. Their second team, their first team finished with a 12.63, and then Cardinal Catholic's, the second team, 13.53 official times. On the graphic, it's unofficial times, so we're trying to spill in what the official times are coming in as. So that Cardinal Catholic group that just went, the second one, 13.53. So those 4 times have been placed already with those couple of heats. Some fast times, Jared. The pavement playing a little bit of a factor. The wheels wobbling just a little bit.
Wobbling a little bit. And it's pretty cold out, so those hamstrings have got to be a little tight.
I hope people stretched.
They better stretch.
This is a tough battle.
Oh, yeah.
Against the cold, but also against not only the competition, but the wheels and the environment as well.
Oh, for sure. It is cold out here. I'm shivering a little bit.
So we have some Sports Link news, but also some fun from the past.
Can't wait to see it.
Some bed race talk and coverage. So 2015, it was fun. We dressed up a little bit, and then in 2016, I don't know how you customize those costumes, but Noah Reed having some fun with my hair. And then
I think laying down is the way to go.
I think so. I think a lot of the teams are starting to figure that out. And then in 2017, we decided to go as firefighters.
This is the year you won. Is that correct?
This is the year that we were able to win. And you were saying it. The aerodynamics of the helmets.
It's the helmets. It's all about the helmets, the aerodynamics. That's what, as you're holding the trophy there, your team, I think it was the helmets. That's the only way to go.
It had to be the helmets.
It had to be.
And Coach New's son, Chase, he was running down the side with us on that year, and one of our helmets fell off. He grabbed the helmet and ran down the raceway with us. So he was running right by the cart. So it was a fun 2017 because of the overall win, but 2015 was enjoyable too because of the Rocket Riders and the success
that
of
was a good
the
outfit.
best costume
I love that outfit.
So.
We have them up here.
we have the trophies up here. We can't
2015.
forget of all the names that were involved.
We got to remember your time. of the 12.84.
That was a 12.84 year. So a couple of scores.
We'll see how you stack up.
See what the competition has today. But through the first couple races, we're already seeing good times pour in. And the best time so far is from BSU Cheer 2 at 12:50. So they are atop the leaderboard at this point. The third race that we just saw was the Revolution Incorporated 13:56. And Kappa Phi with a 12:35. So that actually takes over as the best score here at the bed race. So we have a couple of times rolling in that are under that 12.84 that you just mentioned, Jared. So it looks like we're going to have some very close scores to the 12-second mark.
Are you feeling old now that that time's been easily beaten and already in the first wave of heats?
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
It's also a little colder.
It is. It's colder, but they're running pretty well.
They are running pretty well. Oh, and there goes the gunshot.
Now with this next race, it seems as though
it's neck and neck in the finish.
It is. Ooh. And the unpaved side comes up victorious. Unofficial 13:41. We'll get the official time on that.
That was a good race. Good speed going. The paved road, they kind of picked up there at the end. They passed the finish line a lot faster than the other team, which was, good to see that they have a good finish time, and we'll see how that places them in the upcoming heats.
So a couple races down, the best score almost at 12 seconds. More teams starting to show up as we just roll through this here on Riverside. As we mentioned, the attendance here is very good. A lot of people still coming in, filling the streets, some braving the cold with the shade, but also on the far side in the sun. So the next race underway. And it looks like a clear winner on the far unpaved side. Taking this one.
Against Domino's. That's a surprise. We thought the pizza delivery would be quick today. Yeah, but I guess not. I saw they had pizzas, or those pizza carriers up top, and that could have been a weight problem. I like the hats were on backwards, which is aerodynamic, but I think it was that pizza holder I think that was their faulty.
So in the race before this one, Cardinal Catholics with a 13:29 score. That's their first team. And then Rocky Horror, 13:66 time. So 13:29. Cardinal Catholics 1 has now taken the lead here this afternoon at the bed race.
We've got plenty more heats to go.
Next race underway. And we've lost a couple of the pullers.
Two.
And they still push to the finish line with plenty of room to go.
Plenty of time. Plenty of room. They weren't worried. I like how they stayed calm.
They did. They stayed calm, but also the two pushing just kept going.
They
didn't slow down.
They didn't stop. They didn't slow down, which is good for the team.
So in the race before, the Phi Kappa team a 12.57, and then Domino's a 13.78. So more scores starting to pour in here at the bed race. And that last one, that'll be an interesting time to see because the unofficial was a pretty good score. So now it all depends on the official score down at the finish line, what the time.
I think they're going to play. They're going to place good.
They're going to play. I think they're going to place pretty well.
Especially with only two in the last 15, 20 meters, 20 yards. So that's what I like to see.
So technically a 100-yard course. So to go 100 yards in the cold, the elements, whatever it may be, 12 seconds still seems to be the hot spot with times 12 to 13 seconds. But that leaderboard could shrink down to closer to 12 by the end of this thing.
Oh, I can see it. As people start to warm up, get their legs, their first race under their belt, they're not as nervous anymore. And as a swimmer, like behind the block, you just got to stretch out, jump a little bit, get ready, and then as soon as your first race is done, you're ready to go.
You got to keep the hamstrings warm because it is a little chilly. It's about 53 degrees at this point, so everybody trying to stay warm. But it doesn't seem like that's been too much of a factor. It seems like more of the wheels maneuvering and shifting on the pavement's been more of a problem than anything else.
Yeah, I think especially the unpaved part, people have been doing really well on the unpaved track, right in that lane. They've been doing pretty well, but I think the weather isn't as much of a factor as the unpaved road.
Personal favorite, the Rec Service Team Fanny Pack, 12.66 score, and a Delta Phi with a 15.91 score. That was the last race. So let's check out some more bed race footage from across the year. So we're about ready to get another segment of these races started, but so far, teams hovering around the 12 to 13 second mark. Charlie Cardinal's getting his workout in, by the way, going back and forth, trying to stay warm.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay warm it up a little bit. I would love to see Charlie go out there and race, but I don't know. I don't know if he might just fly. He could just fly and just destroy everyone.
It is surprising he hasn't picked a team with athletics to get together and put a bed race team.
That would be cool.
It would be a very interesting race to see how Charlie Cardinal would be able to try and lead that team to victory.
What do you think Charlie would do? Do you think he'd sit on the bed?
I think so.
I think Charlie would sit on the bed. Maybe bust out some dance moves. try to stay calm. I mean, that's what everyone else is doing. They're staying calm and they're pulling out some great times. Got another race lined up. Getting ready to start.
Once again, the top score by Cardinal Catholics 2. 12:35. Another one underway, and a slip on the far side. And the paved road.
Not quite a wreck, but the paved road is still proving its help. It's
providing just a little bit of insurance almost.
Yes, that's the word.
They look warm though. That's the outfit to go with.
That is an outfit.
That's the outfit to go with today.
I should have worn that. I had that same exact thing in my closet.
Okay, well, we'll have to bust it out for next year's bed race.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to see this one. They're warm. Means their muscles should be nice and warm, relaxed. Should see a fast time here. No wipeouts yet.
No real wipeouts, which was a concern because of the median, but also that may have provided some help. And now here on the near side, paved road prevails. They go off the paved road into the middle, but still stay on course to take this race. McKinley Avenue bed race team once again, McKinley Avenue. How about that?
That is crazy. I did see they slowed down a little bit at the end.
They were one of those late additions to the bed race festivities, and they were the ones that won the overall group last year. And with the time that they posted there, we'll get the official time on it. As the race before, Rec Service Team Fanny Packs, the 12:66. College Republicans with a 19:56 score.
Yeah, let's see how they stack up with everyone so far. As last year's winners, they have a lot to prove, and they got to be able to keep up with everyone else. Here are the M&Ms. Love this costume. I saw them walk in today, tapped you on the shoulder, told you to look, and I wish I had an M&M shirt like that. I might be Team M&M.
Team M&M has the paved road. They have the easier route per se, but on the far side, it's a runaway.
Everyone's seeming to slow down there a little bit at the end, and if they want a faster time, they gotta go all the way through, all the way sprinting. We've got plenty of road down there blocked off by the by the cops, so we can have some run through.
A little bit of extra room there.
That's some stopping room.
After the second wave of heat, so they have to take all the beds back and give everybody some time to reset. But let's send down to Rachel, who is course side.
I'm here with Joe and Clayton from the Digital Corps here on Ball State University's campus. Joe, Clayton, you guys created an app recently. It's called Cardinal AR. Tell us a little about that app and why it's so important to our campus.
So basically it is just an app that encompasses all of Ball State as much as we can fit in a phone screen. In your hand, you can see like football team on the tabletop or on the floor. You can see their stats, learn more about Ball State's football lineup, as well as seeing campus on a little model you can place on your tabletop. And you can look at all the buildings and like learn a little bit about all of them. And also there's models, just a full interactive experience all in the palm of your hand. So.
Very cool, and this potentially could help prospective students when coming to Ball State. Just knowing about the app, and there's a lot of information on there that could potentially help them. How is that?
It's so the model of campus won't help them sort of find their way around, but it'll help them get familiar with the sort of landmarks around Ball State, like Frog Baby is in there. They can tap on Frog Baby, open up a bigger model of it, look at it from all the angles, just get an idea of sort of the things that make Ball State Ball State.
And what was the most difficult part of creating this app?
Probably experiencing with new technologies, things that not a lot of people have done yet. There's AR is becoming a slowly growing thing, and it's hard to find things out there. But once you are able to create something new and exciting, people are like, "Wow, I haven't seen that before." So I'm hoping to take the App Store by storm.
Very cool, and you can download this on the App Store, I'm guessing.
Android and iOS.
Thanks, guys, and we'll throw it back to you all.
Digital Core with one of the coolest initiatives, the Cardinal AR with the football team. That's cool. Have you checked it out yet, Jared?
I have not,
the
but
app is phenomenal.
I've seen people with the app, and I've seen them I've seen people do it in class, which probably isn't the best thing, but it's such a cool app. I love how we can you put the athletes on the table and then Frog Baby and all that stuff. I think it's amazing. AR is kind of in the forefront right now, and they did an amazing job with that app.
So one of the biggest initiatives Cardinal AR pushes is the ability to use the app to go around and look at the statistics of players, three-dimensional look to all of them. As you mentioned, the 13 Leadership Council people for the Ball State football team were the ones featured for this app. And now that they've been able to do that, it's really opened the door for what's going to happen next with Digital Core and also this Cardinal AR, per se, in Ball State.
There's a lot of room. There is a lot of room, not for improvement, because the app's amazing. I love the app. I've seen people use it, and I think they can start putting more and more athletes on there, more and more things about anything else about campus. I think they should put a little bet on there for the bed race every year. I think that would be fun.
That'd be a new initiative, maybe to get here at the bed race here on Riverside. But we've had several heats already go through, and it's an amazing event because as we continue this event, we've been seeing more and more people continue to pile in at the event, and we'll have interviews coming up throughout the course of the bed race. And the best time as it stands at this point is still Cardinal Catholics with that 12:29 score here at the bed race. 40th annual. We've been able to do this. This is the first broadcast SportsLink has ever done on Facebook Live, but also this is one of the biggest years for it because of the 40th year and how everything is starting to shape up. But we're going to have a special guest join us here on set as head coach Mike New makes his way over here on Riverside to join us here. Coach, you see the bed races. You've been able to see it now for a couple of years and enjoy what's been going on. Homecoming is one of the most special times, as you've always said. But Coach, when are we going to see you actually involved with this bed race?
As long as I can get our training staff out here and then transportation back to the stadium for treatment after it's over, I think it'd be fun. A little hesitant, but I do like this left lane now, though. It looks really smooth, freshly paved. So I would do it if I get in the left lane.
We'll make sure to put you there and bring you out here. But, Coach, in terms of homecoming, what's the most special part of it for you?
Well, really the whole week, you know, because this is the week where if you're an alum and you don't live close by, you circle this date on the calendar. You want to make an effort to get back to campus to see old friends, and you know, we take it personal. It's our job to make sure that it's a great finish to homecoming week, and so having a great game tomorrow. The weather is going to be awesome, and so there's nothing more that I want than to have a win for homecoming and to be able to celebrate with those that come back to campus that are all part of the Ball State family.
That's awesome. And I'm so as like what other than the football game, what's your favorite homecoming event?
Well, the first one that I always go to is Air Jam, and then the second one I always go to is the bed race, because the first part of the week you're so busy with everything. But certainly those two are at the top of the list for me, and then certainly my favorite event is game day and the game itself. So now we just got to get all those that are tailgating with all that excitement and enthusiasm, get them into the stadium, and have a great day tomorrow at Schumann Stadium.
How was your performance at Air Jam?
Well, I don't know. You know, it's one of those that when you get on stage, you can't really see. It's so dark, and so. But I know this: it was a very enthusiastic crowd with a lot of juice, and nothing better than getting some free T-shirts thrown into the crowd. And so that was cool, though, because there was a lot of excitement and juice and energy, and it was good to see.
Coach, you've been here for now a couple of years. How has the homecoming environment expanded in the few years you've been here?
Well, again, it's. I've already kind of talked about it. It's that time when you know there's going to be the most people at the homecoming game, and really we're fortunate how great the weather is going to be set up for tomorrow. And so you want to do your job, get all the alums that come back, get them excited about your program, get them excited about where we're at right now. Obviously we're 2-0 in the MAC, and tomorrow's a huge day. Toledo's been one of the top teams in the league for several years, so it's a great challenge. We need the crowd. Our guys are going to feed off that. We get off to a good start to get that crowd fired up.
This was BSU cheer versus Cardinal Catholics. Cardinal Catholics had a couple good runs. They've been able with their two teams to have one of the best scores, so BSU cheer also getting in the middle of it. So
yeah, and I'm guilty. You know, I'm out here talking the majority of the time. I've seen a couple of the races, but I can't tell you for sure who's won. I've just been at the start line down there and kind of encouraging them and cheering them on as they get started.
Yeah, so how much coaching have you done down there, down at the starting line?
Other than just to say, hurry up and get in the left lane, that's about it. Get in the left lane, that seems to be
sometimes
smooth.
That's all you need.
That's right.
Well,
Keep
Coach,
it simple.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. You're joining us here on the Sports Link set on Facebook Live. Good luck tomorrow, and go get your Toledo.
Well, thank you. That's the plan, and appreciate you having me. Keep up the great work.
Football, 2 p.m., Toledo homecoming. Head coach Mike New joining us here on the Sports Link set. Another race underway here at the bed race. We're starting to get into the deeper times as BSU cheer posted an 11.59 score, while McKinley Mike with a 14.6 in the last race. And now a little bit of trouble here at the end of this heat.
A little bit of a wipeout there on that. Tires went over to the curb.
That's the big problem with the unpaved side. As Coach New was talking about, get over to that paved side as soon as you can. And a little bit of trouble on this end, so everybody trying to clean up the mess. Times continue to roll in unofficially, officially. As we get deeper into the bed race. And this is the look at it, and that's a tough fall. She's laughing about it, but that looks like a tough fall. Hits the ankle, gets back up, starts to run back, but that's a tough fall, the first one we've seen today.
Well, as we were talking before, you said that you were only gonna you thought of 2 wipeouts. I thought of 3, and we had a poll on Twitter that said 5.
And we've got one so far.
One so far.
One at this point. So everything coming together. Most teams have been able to keep everything in order. And this is now to the point where it's getting deeper in, and the overall winner going to be decided here relatively soon. So just keeping tabs on what the scores are and how everything's been going to this point. We'll see what the score is from that last one on the official times. But now all the beds going back to the start line, and the top right now, 12.35 by Phi Kappa. BSU Cheer 2 at 12.50. Phi Kappa Team 1 at 12.57, and then BSU Cheer 1 at 12.63. So BSU Cheer looks like they're taking over, but they still don't have the leaderboard. That's to Phi Kappa.
Not quite. They're gonna get. I think I've got confidence in them. I've got a lot of confidence, and if you notice that the top 4 there, Mick, are all faster than your time. I keep seeing that time right there. And
are you going to keep rubbing that in?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. The rest of the Facebook Live. So as long as we're live.
Well, that's okay. We can take it. We can take it. So the races are continuing, but we're getting deeper and deeper into this race because now the overall times are going to matter even more. But the BSU cheer team, as we've seen, taking 2 of the top 4 scores, they've been pretty good. So we'll see if they get a chance to push ahead for an overall title.
They've got another race, and I think now they've got that race under the belt. The sun's kind of coming out near the finish line, and I think the only piece of advice I could give them is just don't slow down. Just go full bore all the way through the finish line. You're not done until you cross the finish line. There's no slowing down. There's no stopping the bed. If you're gonna have to go through someone, go through them. It's only way.
Well, and as they say, Jared, once you get past the finish line, keep going just in case. You don't want to slow that momentum down.
Exactly.
So we've seen a couple teams do that today too.
There's plenty of room down there. Even to the if they make it all the way to the scramble light, I will be impressed.
That would be impressive.
We got Coach down there coaching them up.
Coach hanging out down there just a little bit after coming on set, trying to get some more inspiration spilled out on some of these teams. So it's now wait and see mode to see which teams all go up against each other to continue in this race.
Do you remember this? This is the team that they lost their front 2, and the back 2 just kept pushing.
One of the more interesting teams because of just that. They were able to push past, you can call it adversity, right?
Yeah.
It's adversity within a race. So now they're back up.
Same lane as last time. They're in the paved lane.
They have a little bit of an advantage there, we think, but it's neck and neck as we go down to the finish line. And the pavement proves to help once again.
The unpaved side, right near the end, is where the wheels just start to shake uncontrollably.
Well, it's hard because this was rec team versus rec team. They're working with each other but against each other.
Every day. They work together. I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard when they go back.
That was Team Fanny Pack, and here's what we want to see. Coach New is now in the bed.
Here we go.
Somebody inspired him.
Let's go.
I
cannot wait to see this race.
So he's now with BSU Cheer getting in on the action.
There goes Charlie giving a little coaching the coach.
I just hope Coach New doesn't get out of the bed before and they put somebody else in there. We need to see this.
We all need to see this. This is going to go down in history right here.
So Ball State Cheer with head coach Mike New, who has to coach a game tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Toledo at Schumann Stadium. He has the shades on. Coach New's ready to go.
He's got a blinder on. He can't see. All of his trusts are in those girls right now.
And here we go with the cheer team. Coach New involved, and they have the advantage on the pavement. He said he wanted the pavement.
As long as he gets the pavement, and there he goes, flying right by us.
And the cheer team takes the heat with head coach Mike New involved. Must have spoke some pretty good inspirational words.
Oh, look at that. High fives all around. I'm glad he got in there. But he needs to get back down there. Coach some other people up.
So now it just depends on the score. The time, can that be one of the best times by Ball State Cheer to be an overall winner? That would be some good inspiration because of head coach Mike New getting in on the action. And A.O. Pie was the team against that cheer team. So Mike New victorious with his Ball State Cheer team. Let's send it course side down to Rachel.
I'm here with one of the teams from today. You guys are part of the rec team, also known as the Fanny Packs, from what I was told. Tell us your names and what year you are here at Ball State.
I'm AJ Walker. I'm a junior and what was the other question? Advertising major.
I'm Elizabeth Latham, and I'm a exercise science major.
Awesome. You're a junior and homecoming queen. How special was this to you to win this year?
Like, I honestly don't even remember, like, the whole night getting coordinated and everything, but it was just, it's so fun being able to represent the school, represent my organization, Ball State Student Government, and so it's so much fun being involved in all these activities and having fun.
And how did you guys prepare for this race today?
Oh, I had them do sled pushes. We did laps around the track. We were doing everything.
Awesome. I think you guys have another race, so you better run down there, and we'll throw it back to you guys.
Well, Rachel, it does sound like they need to jump into another race with the cheer team because that could be one of the best overall matchups that we've seen throughout the course of this bed race. He's Jared Holder. I'm Mick Tidrow with our entire SportsLink crew enjoying the 40th annual bed race. We just saw head coach Mike New not run because he was in the bed, but join the cheer team with some inspiration.
He did, and Especially with the fanny packs.
The fanny packs.
Let's talk about them for a second, because the fanny packs, he said that they doing some sled pushes. They were training for this.
Well, we just got the time, 11.13 for the fanny pack team. That is the time to beat at this point of the bed race. And how about that score, Jared? That's by far the best score we've been able to see.
I think it came down to those sled pushes that they were doing the other day. And I think they got to stretch out a little bit. Stretch out before this next race, and maybe we could see them go faster.
They weren't messing around either.
Oh, no.
They were not messing around.
No.
We're trying to still figure out who could win best costume, though. We've seen dominoes, M&Ms. Ball State cheer is always a very iconic look and historic look for Ball State. But now, I think Chris Holm could get some consideration, too.
Oh.
Even though he's not part of
What
the
an
team.
outfit is that? I'm jealous. I'm kind of jealous.
So announcing the teams throughout the course of the bed race. We'll get those official results into you. And the independent male winner is Ball State cheer. So they did end up winning in the independent male department as they're going on and announcing the teams right now. Independent female is Cardinal Catholics. We mentioned them early in the broadcast.
Yes, we did.
They were moving pretty quick.
They were moving fast.
So they're the independent female Cardinal Catholic winners. So we still need overall and costumes to come in. Faculty winner team is Team Fanny Pack. Personal favorite of yours, Jared.
Personal favorite. I should have worn my fanny pack.
We'll have to remember that for next year. And Team Fanny Pack is also the overall winner.
Yes, they are.
So Fanny Pack has put the best time with that 11.13. Extremely hard to beat.
Crazy time.
We had a feeling that would be the best time.
Oh, yeah.
Beating out Coach New, unfortunately, for Coach and the entire cheer team.
I know.
Phi Kappa.
Tough one.
First team fraternity, so big win for them. Faculty winner again, Fanny Pack. Overall winner, Fanny Pack. There are so many different ways that you can now grade the costume, because this is one of the biggest awards that they give out. They give out a plaque, as we've been able to see, but also where everything's going, the overall standings with that 11.13. BSU cheering that last race with Coach New, 11.59. That's the best time in a lot of different years.
Oh, yes,
just not when you're facing Team Fanny Pack.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. Like, in the pool, my fastest is a 44. So, nowhere near that.
Well, Jared, you mentioned the M&Ms. They just won Best Costume. So, they win the 2019
I knew it
Best Costume.
as soon as they walked in. I saw those M&Ms, and I'm like, Mick, take a look over there. They're winning.
So, once again, Social Work wins Best Costumes for the M&M costumes. Phi Kappa, first team fraternity. Team Fanny Pack, the overall winner today, as well as the faculty winner. Independent female is Cardinal Catholics, and then independent male is the BSU cheer team. And Coach New is getting in on the action. We had him on the set, talked about homecoming, his favorite stuff throughout the course of the week, and where everything goes from here. Well, it's Ball State football versus Toledo, 2 p.m. tomorrow, Jared. It's supposed to be 70 and sunny. Make sure to go out, check out Ball State football, 2-0 in the MAC, trying to get to 3-0.
I am so glad that it's going to be 70 outside. I'm not going to need the big parka. It's not going to be too bad, but hopefully the sun's out. We'll see a little bit of sunshine for the game, and hopefully it's going to be a good game.
Well, Jared, the 40th annual bed race, it's been going on since 1980. Riverside has been the host of it for several years, and now with the new pavement, we saw some good scores by Team Fanny Pack. 11.13 is one of the best times we've been able to see throughout the course of the entire bed race history. Let's send it down to Rachel, who is courtside.
It was an exciting day here at the Bed Race 2019, an annual tradition for students here at Ball State and alumni, as you saw today. And tomorrow, homecoming traditions continue. 2 o'clock is the game. Make sure to tune in to ballstatesports.com and so you can catch all of the action tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m.
2 p.m. inside Schumann Stadium. Going to be a fun one. Toledo and Ball State always have good history. And one of those games Mike knew a few years ago led Ball State from a 30-3 deficit in the second half, threw for 470 yards and a touchdown at the last second to help Ball State win 31-30. So there's some history between Toledo and Ball State. Well, for our entire SportsLink crew, our producer Michael Garbarz, director Tristan Russell, and for Rachel Berry on the course side, he's Jared Holder. I'm Mick Tidrow. That's Chris Holm enjoying the bed race, the 40th annual this year on Riverside Avenue, a production of SportsLink and Ball State University. Thanks for joining us this afternoon as Team Fanny Pack is the overall winner with an 11.13 score. Best costumes to the M&Ms.